There's borders between nature and culture, as we've talked about, borders between one type of landscape and another, and borders between materials. And we like to suggest that this border between nature and culture is not as complete as we might think. That it's blurred in many places, and within these blurs there are smaller borders and smaller blurs, and you can break this system down. Something that I think is really interesting here is it's not a lot of trees,
One of the major objections to putting a housing development here was that it could pose a harm to the fish habitat. The National Marine Fisheries Service has stated that Yellowhawk Creek is a major migratory route for Middle Columbia steelhead. And because of that objection, all of the houses have a mandatory setback of 50 feet from the creek to hopefully help to protect that habitat. So we're gonna start walking towards our nature walk.
Yeah, and you guys will be able to see the border. Stop here and listen to a quote really fast and kind of appreciate what the environment you're in right now.
So this is a passage from Gary Snyder. Our place is a part of what we are, yet even a place has a kind of fluidity. It passes through space and time. A place will have been grasslands, then conifers, then beach and elm. It will have been half riverbed. It will have been scratched and plowed by ice. And then it will be cultivated, paved, sprayed, dammed, graded, built up. But each is only for a while, and that will be just another set of lines on the palimpsest. The whole earth is a great tablet, holding the multiple overlaid new and ancient traces of the swirl of forces. Each place is its own place, forever, eventually wild. So Gary Snyder's Magpie Song. 6 a.m. Sat down on an excavation gravel by Juniper and Dester SP tracks. Interstate 80 not far off. Between trucks, coyotes, maybe 3, howling and yapping from a rise. Magpie on a bough tipped his head and said, "Here in the mine, brother, turquoise blue, I wouldn't fool you. Smell the breeze, it came through all the trees. No need to fear what's ahead. Snow up on the hills west. We'll be there every year, be at rest. A feather on the ground, the wind sound. Here in the mine, brother, turquoise blue."
way that we've organized the space here is we're going to have each of us go down to. Sorry, am I okay. Okay, so we're going to have people at stations along here, and you will be free to go and talk to each of the people at the different stations and get more information about the site.
Yeah, so if you have questions about that.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll
It's down and back situation.
Where's on another station? This back part of the mall is where more things are knocked down. So there's like a whole big tile floor that's just like exposed. It's sort of being weathered by the elements and chipping and falling apart. But just sort of like interesting features separate from.
About on the tour, but before we separated, we wanted to read one more quote by Gary Snyder, which really gives a lot of really good examples of these types of places exterior from this mall. So bear with me, it's a little long, but I'll try to read through it quickly. Wilderness is not limited to the 2% formal wilderness areas. Shifting scales, it is everywhere. Ineradicable populations of fungi, moss, mold, yeasts, and such that surround and inhabit us. Deer mice on the back porch, deer bounding across the freeway, pigeons in the park, spiders in the corners. Exquisite complex beings in their energy webs inhabiting the fertile corners of the urban world in accordance with the rules of wild systems, the visible hardy stalks in the stems of vacant lots and railroads, the persistent raccoon squads, bacteria in the loam and in our yogurt. The term culture, in its meaning of a deliberately maintained aesthetic and intellectual life, and in its other meaning of the totality of socially transmitted behavior patterns, is never far from a biological root meaning, as in yogurt culture, a nourishing habitat. Civilization is permeable and could be inhabited as the wild is. And so that's kind of the idea that we think this place has, that you take something that used to be civilization, tried to be civilization, and the wildness will just creep back in.